Good morning, students. Motion. We are going to revise the chapter motion today. The few part left in the motion which I have already completed the chapter, but I have to complete few part like equations of motions. There are three equations of motions and numericals. That I will be doing it later in the next lecture. Today what we are going to study, we are going to do a revision in motion. The students who are absent for various lectures, this is a summary of the chapter, entire chapter motion. So motion. What do you mean by motion? I have asked this question during the class. I got an answer, sir. Change in position of object from one point to other point. Fine, it's motion, right? You can see me. I am moving backward, forward, to the left, to the right. That is what is motion. Right? That is motion. What is said to be position of rest? You can see me, I am at constant, I am at one place, I am at one position. I am not moving. This is said to be position of rest. You must have played statue. Statue means rest. That is what is position of rest. Now, motion is just a displacement of object from one end to other end. That is what is motion. In physics, motion is much different from this. I'll use the word relative concept. Motion is a relative concept. When I say relative, it means it depends from observer to observer. For one observer, an object can be in motion, but for other observer, it can be at rest. How is it possible? I'll give you an example. Now suppose A and B are in a train. The train is there on a railway station platform. I am there standing on a platform. A and B inside a train, I am standing outside the train. Train starts. For me, since A and B are inside a train, A and B are in motion. For A, B is at rest because B is in the same train. For B, A is at rest. And for A and B, I am in motion. If you have travelled by train, bus, then you must have observed the trees are moving, the rivers, the mountains. Actually, they are not moving, they are at rest. We are moving. Since we are in a train, for us train is a frame of reference, and apart from that, anything outside that seems to be in motion if a train is moving. Other example, we are on earth, and earth is moving around the sun. It's not the sun which is moving, it's earth which moves around the sun, which rotates and revolves around the sun. But since we are on earth and earth is a frame of reference for us, we find ourselves to be at rest on earth, even though it is moving. And even though the sun is at rest, we find sun to be motion. We see sun rises in the east, sets in the west. We see the position of sun changes during the daytime. So for us the sun is in motion. But in real world, earth is in motion and sun is not in motion. So that is why I use the word relative concept. It depends on the frame of reference. If we are on earth, earth is a frame of reference for us. And sun seems to be in motion. So motion is a relative concept. It differs from observer to observer. Okay. Now next term are distance and displacement. Now what do you mean by distance and displacement? Most of the students have come across this word, distance and displacement, and for them the two words are one and the same thing. But they have a very different meaning. Distance and displacement are two different physical quantities. They have a different meaning. Distance means the actual path traveled. Actual path traveled. And displacement means the shortest path in a particular direction. I'll show you by an example what is the difference between distance and displacement. Now suppose I am at this position. This is my place, this is my starting point. Now I am moving 30 meter in the forward direction. This is what is 30 meter. For example. Now I am moving 20 meter in the backward direction. So what is the distance covered by me? 30 meter in forward, 20 meter in backward, 30 and 20 which gives you 50 meter. So distance covered by me is the path followed, is the path covered which is 50 meter. But when I use the word displacement, what is displacement covered by me? I started from here, I started from there, I moved 30 meter in the forward and again 20 meter backward. So from the starting point, initial point to the point where I am, the distance between these 2 points is 10 meter. Distance is 10 meter means distance in a particular direction is 10 meter, and that is what is displacement. So displacement is 10 meter. So distance is the path followed and displacement is the shortest path. That is why while going from Udaipur to Mumbai by train, it takes 16 to 18 hours, and in a plane it takes just 1.5 hours. Because train covers the distance. It does not have any particular direction. I mean to say, it like if you go from Udaipur to Mumbai, if you go by train and if you go by bus, the path covered by them can be different. Train may cover 800 kilometer, bus may cover 800 kilometer, train may cover 800 kilometer, bus may cover 750 kilometer. So that is what is the distance covered by a train or a distance covered by a bus. But when we go through a plane does not cover the distance, it covers the displacement because it is the shortest between point A and B. A and B, it does not move in this way and this way. No. It comes directly from A to B. That is what is the displacement, the shortest distance in a given particular direction. It has a direction. So, displacement and distance, the two different physical quantities. Now I have used word direction. So you should know what do you mean by directions, what are magnitudes. So that is why I have explained you the term scalars and vectors. Most of the students said me, sir, this is not in the syllabus. Fine, it was not there in your syllabus, but when you study distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, you must have come across the word scalar. These are the scalar quantities, these are the vector quantities. So you should know what are scalars and vectors. Physical quantities which has only magnitude. I'll once again repeat. Physical quantity which has only magnitude and no direction are said to be scalar. What do you mean by magnitude? Example. Time. What's the time right now? The time right now is 9 am. So 9 am is the magnitude. Which direction? Time? No. Time does not have any direction. Upward, downward, left, right, no direction. Temperature. Take it for example, temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Surrounding temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. In which direction? Downward direction, upward direction, to the left or to the right? No. You cannot denote temperature by direction. So, 30 degrees Celsius is a magnitude, but it does not have any direction, so it's a scalar quantity. So, physical quantity means force, acceleration, distance, displacement, speed, velocity, momentum. All these are the physical quantities. Physical quantities which has only magnitude and no direction are said to be scalar. Distance is a scalar because distance is the total path covered. It does not have any direction. What is a vector quantity? Physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction are said to be vector. I'll repeat once again. Physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction are said to be vector. Example, you can see an object, you can see it in my hand. Now see what happens to it. It went in the downward direction. Why it went in a downward direction? Because of acceleration exerted by the earth. The acceleration of earth is 9.8 meter per second square. 9.8 meter per second square. This is the magnitude, 9.8. 9.8 is the magnitude. In which direction? Downward. So acceleration has a downward direction, so it is a vector quantity. So physical quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction are said to be vector. Gravitational pull of the earth, it is in the downward direction. There is a force of attraction between the sun and the earth. That is why earth moves in a circular orbit around the sun. Gravitational pull. So again a vector quantity. So any physical quantity which has direction along with magnitude is a vector. Magnitude the सब में होता है. But only magnitude is a scalar and magnitude and direction is a vector. That is why I said displacement is a vector quantity, because displacement has a direction. The shortest distance traveled, that is in a particular direction. That is why displacement is a vector quantity. Once we complete with speed and distance, distance and displacement, we'll come to a word speed and velocity. Now speed and velocity, like distance and displacement are two different words. Speed and velocity are also two different concepts. What are the difference between speed and velocity? Acha, one thing you can remember, speed starts from S, scalar quantity. Velocity starts from V, vector quantity. It does not mean that any physical quantity is starting from S is scalar and starting from V is vector. No. It does not mean that. It is just to remember speed scalar and velocity vector. I said you just remember in that way. Speed is distance traveled upon time taken. Distance is a scalar, time is a scalar. Speed is distance upon time, this speed is also a scalar. Now, what is the difference between speed and velocity? I'll explain. Before that, you should know what are the types. Uniform and non-uniform speed. Uniform speed means if a body is moving at the same speed, it is said to be uniform. The fan above you, if it is moving at a same speed, then it is said to be uniform speed. Non-uniform speed, if you are moving by a car on a highway, suppose the speed of car is 80 km per hour. Suddenly a speed breaker comes, the speed decreases. You apply a brake and the speed decreases. 80 to 40, 30, 20, 10. After the speed breaker passes, again you increase the speed. Make it 40, 50, 70. So the speed constantly increases or decreases. So it's said to be non-uniform speed, where the speed is not uniform throughout. Earth is moving around the sun. It completes one revolution around the sun in 365 days and 6 hours. So it means it is moving with a constant speed. The speed is constant. The speed is not changing. That is said to be uniform. Now next, average. What do you mean by average speed? Average speed means total distance travelled upon total time taken, because the unit of speed is meter per second. The unit of distance and displacement were meter. Time is second, so the unit of speed is meter per second. So average speed means total distance travelled upon total time taken. Example, In first hour, a bus travels with the speed of 80 km per hour. In the next hour, it travels with a speed of 60 km per hour. And in the third hour, it travels with a speed of 40 km per hour. Now, what is the average speed? First hour 80 km, second hour 60 km, and third hour 40 km. Add 80 plus 60, 140. 140 plus 40, 180. How many hours? 3 hours. Divide by 3. 180 by 3. So 3 6 18, 60. So the average speed is 60 km per hour. This is what is average. Average means total number of all the event divided by number of observations. Now velocity. What do you mean by velocity? Can velocity be zero? Yes, it can be zero. Velocity is displacement upon time. That is distance traveled in a particular direction. Distance in a particular direction means displacement. So velocity is displacement upon time. Displacement can be zero. If displacement is zero, zero upon anything is zero. So velocity is zero. How is it possible? Now, again I'll explain you. I'm at a starting point. I'm moving 20 meter forward and again 20 meter backward. So what is the displacement covered by me? 20 minus 20 because I came to the same point. 0. So velocity is displacement upon time. 0 upon time. So 0. So velocity can be 0. Earth moves around the sun in 1 year, that is in 365 days in 6 hours. It comes to the same point from where it started. That is 1 revolution. So displacement covered by Earth in 1 revolution is 0. Because the starting point and the end point is the same. If the displacement is 0, then the velocity is 0. So this is what is velocity. Next, what we come across is acceleration. Acceleration is again a vector quantity. As I explained, acceleration exerted by the Earth. The unit of acceleration is meter per second square. And acceleration means change in velocity with respect to time. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. That is what is acceleration. If a body is moving with a velocity of 80 km per hour initially and if the speed decreases to 40 km per hour in 2 hours, then the acceleration will be 80 minus 40, that is 40 divided by 2 hours. 40 by 2 is 20. So 20 km per hour square. When I say kilometer per hour square, or SI unit is meter per second square. So acceleration means change in velocity with respect to time. There are 3 types of acceleration: positive acceleration, negative acceleration, and zero acceleration. Positive acceleration means if you accelerate while driving, if you accelerate, the speed of the vehicle increases. That is what is positive acceleration. If the speed increases, then what we say is positive acceleration. When you switch on the fan, initially when you switch on the fan, you can see the speed of the fan increases. Then it comes to a certain constant velocity. Since the speed increases, it is said to be positive acceleration. Negative acceleration. If the brakes are applied, a car is moving at a certain speed, at a speed of 80 km per hour, and if a brakes are applied, it travels a certain distance and comes to rest. Since the velocity decreases over here, the acceleration is said to be negative acceleration. Velocity decreases means acceleration is negative. Velocity increases means acceleration is positive. So when the brakes are applied, the acceleration decreases. So that is what is negative acceleration. And negative acceleration means retardation or deceleration. The other name for negative accelerations are retardation or deceleration. Zero acceleration. Now zero acceleration. Now as I said, acceleration is change in velocity upon time. I had given you an example when an earth moves around the sun, it moves with a constant velocity. Because it completes one revolution in 365 days and 6 hours, it means it is moving with a constant velocity. Since it is moving with a constant velocity, there is no change in velocity. If there is no change in velocity, it means change in velocity is zero. If the change in velocity is zero, then 0 upon time is 0. So acceleration is 0. For any circular motion, for any uniform motion, where the velocity does not change, then the acceleration is 0. So three types of acceleration: positive acceleration, negative acceleration. Negative acceleration is said to be deceleration or retardation, and zero acceleration. Zero acceleration means when the change in velocity is 0, means when there is no change in velocity, our body is moving with constant velocity, then the acceleration is said to be 0. During our next session, we will be studying equations of motions and numericals based on this chapter. So till now you can just revise up till here, and after that in the next session we will be doing further with the other part.